Happy New Year, beautiful people. It's 2024, so let's talk about some things that are in and out for us. Happy New Year to ya. Happy New Year to ya. Happy New Year, yeah! Happy New Year, beautiful people. Hope you guys are doing well and are enjoying your 2024 so far. If you're new here, my name is Chris. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hugs, hugs, hugs. So happy that you're here, and I hope that you stick around. So if you do, make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell twice, so that way you're notified every time I post a video. And if you've been rocking with me all of these years, I appreciate you, I love you, and I'm so happy that you're still around, and I pray that you stick around for what is to come. So as you guys can see from the title, we're going to talk about 2024 ins and outs. It's on TikTok and Instagram, people sharing their ins and outs for 2024, and I thought that would be a great way to come back on my channel and share a few things that will be in and will be out for me in 2024. 2023 was a lot for me emotionally, mentally, I just, oh my gosh, if God ever gives me the green light to talk about it in depth, I would definitely do that. Mentally, 2023 was a lot for me, and I just could not show up for myself at times. And when I can't show up for myself, I can barely show up for anybody else. I barely can show up for my family, my kids, my husband sometimes. I've put my doula business kind of on the back burner because I couldn't pour into anybody, because I couldn't pour into myself. I'm just grateful to God that He has given me a new mindset, a new headspace, just to conquer whatever comes my way. In the Word, it says we are more than conquerors through Jesus Christ, who gives us the strength. And I know I am more than a conqueror, and I can conquer anything that comes our ways. We're just shifting our mindset, renewing our minds daily, not conforming to the things of this world, and we're just starting new. We're starting anew, we're starting fresh. So let's talk about these ins and outs. A few of my ins right here. First in is making sure that I seek God first in everything. First thing in the morning, when it comes to business ideas, business deals, when it comes to my family, anything that I am questionable about or I'm unsure, I always seek God. Now, I've always done this. Let me seek God, who has my life ordered, He has my life planned, and make sure that it aligns with what He is calling me to do. And if it doesn't, and if it does, everything will fall into place, no matter how crazy or even if it doesn't make sense. As long as He has it ordered, He has it aligned in my plan for my life, everything will work out just as it's supposed to. But with social media and stuff like that, it's easy to conform to do things that other people are doing because it's what seems cool or what seems to be the norm. And it's like, okay, well, maybe that's the plan for them or the plan for them, but what is the plan for you? And only God knows the plan that He has for you. That's why Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you." So as long as you seek God pertaining to anything, like He wants you to talk to Him, He wants us to have a relationship with Him. And so that's been the best thing that has ever happened to me in my life. It's just having a relationship with Jesus, having a relationship with God, talking to Him like He's my Father, my homie, my home skillet. And it's like my life has transformed so much, not just within the past year. And when I realized that I actually have a relationship with God and I can come to Him for any and everything has just fallen into place for me. And God is not the author of confusion, so if there's confusion, that means God is not in it. And I had to learn that the hard way before that, but once I realized that no confusion, then that means it's in alignment with God's plan for you. I'm having mental phones or I'm having creative phones when I don't feel like showing up for myself or don't feel like doing work, creating videos because I'm just not there. I seek Him and He gives me the wisdom, the courage, and also the strength, because I can do all things through Him who gives me the strength. So my next in is taking my health and wellness seriously, especially as a wife and mom. Because if you're a wife and a mom, or you're a wife or you're just a mom, you know how hard it is to balance everything, especially when you are responsible for other people. You're responsible for your home. We juggle so much because we have a lot of responsibilities on our plate, and sometimes we put those responsibilities ahead of what we need to for ourselves. And that was kind of part of what I struggled with last year, because I had a lot of responsibilities. I was planning my dream wedding. I have a video coming out talking about the planning process and all that, and you guys will see how stressful it was. The financial stress and the mental stress that comes with planning a big event like that. In a small town, I really don't have a social life. I really don't do much because there's not really much to do. Taking care of my kids, my home, you know, my husband, we do a great job balancing. You know, he cooks, I clean, and vice versa. Like, you know, I've been a full-time creator for some time now, and you know, I just haven't been meeting my goals. I really haven't been stepping into my fullest potential with it. And so by the time I'm done and have time to do something for myself, I'm exhausted, I'm tired, I just want to lay down. So this year I'm taking a step back every single day to recognize what I'm lacking. So if I'm lacking sleep, that means I need to either take a nap or I need to go to bed early and not be on my phone. I need to not put myself first necessarily, because you know, as a wife and mom, you kind of feel guilty for feeling that way, but I feel like I need to prioritize myself more often than need be, because I prioritize everything in my life more than I do myself. Overcoming people pleaser, and so I always put things first. I put people first. I put what people want from me first. And I just realized that, hey, what about you? Like, what about your happiness? What about your self-care? What about your well-being? You know, we don't have Whole Foods and Trader Joe's here, so there aren't a lot of healthy food options, and I don't like that because I want to eat healthier. I want to eat better. And although we don't eat bad, I just wish there were more healthier options, because I want to be eating fresh stuff. I don't want to go to HEB and they have a small section of organic strawberries and they're all moldy. How can we eat healthy when the options are not there for us? You know what I'm saying? Basically, I say all this to say I'm going to prioritize myself more, making sure I take care of myself, because I'm 35, I'm not getting any younger, and you know, things are on the rise when it comes to illnesses, sicknesses, all the things, and our bodies are temples, and we don't realize how much our bodies need to function and to take care of itself. I want to get into Pilates because I have a little flutter from having a baby, and I've been doing a lot of research, not because everybody's becoming a Pilates girl, but because my focus has been on core and on strengthening my core and toning up. I feel like Pilates will be my best bet, and I actually went to look for a Pilates class last year. There was only one place available, and the instructor spoke Spanish, and I understand Spanish, but I don't speak Spanish, and so I don't want to like be a nuisance and be like, hey, I didn't understand. You know, I do Pilates at home on the TV, but it's not the same without the machine, you know. But anyway, so yeah, prioritizing my sleep, making sure I'm getting at least 6 to 7 hours of sleep. That's one thing I do. I drink a lot of water. I do drink a lot of water. Like drinking sodas anymore. I really don't drink sodas in the first place, but I've really cut back. I've been drinking a lot of Poppy because it's one thing. I think it's the carbonation that I love, and I just love the fizzy. So I do want to invest in a soda streamer, but for now I love me some Poppy. I am addicted to Poppies. Doing a lot of research on dye-free food, artificial flavors, getting rid of those things because they are bad, y'all. Like, I'm in this group and the stuff and I know it irritates my husband because I look at the ingredients and I look at the expiration dates on everything, and I mean, you see red 40, yellow 16, and bioengineered ingredients. Like this is the stuff that is being sold in our faces, and we're putting it in our bodies. I want to project my feelings or things upon you guys, because in the end of the day, you gotta do what's best for you. I recognize that our food is really somewhat poisoning us in a way, because these artificial things are not good for our bodies. So anyway, so yes, eating better, drinking more water, exercising, sleep, cutting back on my social media. I told y'all how last year I took some hiatuses off of social media, and of course, you know, being consistent again, I kind of started going back down that route. I love the people I follow, but I'm tired of consuming so much of their lives that I'm losing sight of the life that I'm being blessed with, if that makes sense. So it's not that I don't like following people and following their journeys. It's just when it becomes consuming to the point where I'm losing sight of my purpose and losing sight of my, life that I've been truly blessed with. It's one of those things where it's like you have to kind of have a balance. And so those are kind of things that I'm just focused on cutting back on and just having the time. Like, I don't get on social media before 9 o'clock, and I'm trying to cut off my timing at 10 o'clock when it's bedtime. For me, it's definitely to invest in myself more. So I'm investing more in my business. I would love to have a CPA. And I already have photographers for my business. I would like an attorney. I just want to take things with my influencer business to the next level. Everybody's like, I make six figures. Well, I haven't gotten there yet. I'm praying I do this year. But even if I don't, I just want to make sure I have everything in order. I have my businesses in order, LLC, but I want to have an S Corp this year. So I just want to have everything in order because I love what I do, and I've been blessed to do what I do and, make a living from it. And so I just want to make sure that I'm doing the right thing, pay my taxes on time, making sure that all my I's are dotted, my T's are crossed, all those things that come with being a business owner. Investing in myself when it comes to my health, my wellness, my hair, my lashes. Y'all know I got my eyebrows microbladed. I want to get my lashes done again, but I think I want to stick with my falsies for now. Investing in my hair because I don't have a hairstylist here, so I do want to find like a hairstylist. I want to invest in better wigs. I love my synthetic wigs, but after a while they get a little tangled. So it's all about investing in myself this year. I want to be softer and not operate out of masculine. Before I got married, in my early 20s and beyond, or before that, I was operating out of survival mode because just my childhood and then the things I encountered in my early 20s is like you can't really trust anybody, and so the only person you can trust is yourself. If you didn't know God, you had to trust yourself because nobody could treat you or respect you or take you along this life journey except for you. And so I feel like sometimes I operate out of survival mode. It's hard to kind of let go of that survival mode when you've lived in it for so long, but I'm just blessed that I have a man who has given me, I guess, a softer life, and I don't have to work. Like, I am blessed to be taken care of by my husband, but because I've always been independent and I've always, like I said, it's that survival mode that I've always been in. So it's like sometimes I kind of backtrack into it, but I don't have to. And so I don't want to anymore because, I want to be softer. I want to be gentle on myself. I'm in this Bible study group and we've been talking about gentleness, which is one of the fruits of the spirit. And I've always said I want to be more gentle with myself because when I'm gentle with myself, not soft life necessarily, but I want to be more gentle because when I'm gentle with myself, I'm easier to give myself grace. I'm easier to give grace to others. I'm more gentle of how I respond to things, how I respond to my kids doing something. I can respond more out of love than, responding out of frustration because I was not gentle with myself, if that makes sense. So yeah, I want to be more gentle. I just want to be more feminine. I want to dress more woman-like because I feel like, no shade to Walmart, Forever 21, because this dress here is from Forever 21. I'm quick to shop off the Claire's rag now, but then a week later that joint be ripping. So I just want to invest in better quality pieces. We don't have like luxury stores here where I'm at, so I just want to eventually invest in some high quality pieces, furniture and all the things. So we'll see. Watching women elevate, watching them in their grown woman era, and I just want to be in my grown woman era, especially as a wife and mom, because like I said, it's easy to lose yourself when you have so many responsibilities, but we don't want to lose ourselves with the life that we've been blessed with. And so that's where I'm trying to find that balance. All right, so those are a few ends that I wanted to talk in depth, but like I said, these are my ends. Now for my outs, we're not going to be comparing. And I know it's so easy to say, but subconsciously we still do it, and it sucks. Like I said, it's just the overconsumption of things that we see, and we feel like, okay, we haven't accomplished this at 35, so we must have failed at life. Or we have 22-year-olds making six figures and I'm 45 years old and I'm still working this corporate job that pays me $45. This is the society that we live in, but I feel like we just have to have the mental strength to not compare our lives or compare our journeys, because I'm telling you, we see these breakups and we see things happening right before our eyes, and you just realize like, okay, maybe I didn't want their life that bad. You know what I'm saying? And so you just gotta learn how to be content with what you have, and also the journey that you're on, because your journey is not gonna be like everybody else. We may have went through similar things, but my journey is my journey, just like yours is yours, and no two journeys are gonna be the same. It's easier said than done, but if you just ask God for the wisdom and the courage to not compare or feel behind because you see things that you want to do and you're not, because it's not that right time. And that's not to say that it won't happen. It's just you have to trust His timing, because it's always perfect, and when it's time, you know. Oh, another out is definitely self-sabotage and negative speaking upon yourself, because people don't realize our words have power. That's why in the Bible it says life and death are in the power of our tongues. And so you have to be intentional about what you speak upon yourself, upon your loved ones, upon your life, because it has the power to shift and reroute and move mountains. You know what I'm saying? You know, sometimes subconsciously we allow our thoughts to come to our mouths, and then we wonder why, oh, we're broke, because we keep saying that we're broke. Oh my God, I only have $200 in my bank account, I'm broke. No, you have something. You know, it may not be much, but you have something. Just reword what you're trying to say without speaking defeat over your situation, then it will come out better. You know what I'm saying? You know, when I'm in my depressing modes or whatever, you know, sometimes I'll say it out loud. I'm like, oh, I hate being depressed. Oh, why am I so depressed? It's like I'm speaking into the atmosphere, and then I wonder why it's not changing, because it's like I'm speaking it upon myself. Although I've acknowledged my feelings, I don't want to accept that over me, if that makes sense. So you can say, oh, I eat a lot. You know, I eat a lot of fried chicken. I eat a lot of Bojangles and da-da-da. But I could be eating healthier options. So let me try to cut back, because you know, some people can go cold turkey and stuff. It's hard to, but you know, you can cut back and try to eliminate those things out of your life step by step. And then before you know it, your words have shifted your actions, so that way you can consume better things to have yourself, you know, in a better condition. So I say all this to say, definitely our words shift things. You know, like a few things that I've spoken upon myself and I've just said out loud, but in a positive way, are happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, they are happening, and I'm just like, whoa, I remember saying that out loud. But especially with Maddie, like, I didn't think I was gonna have a girl, but I always remember saying I want a girl. Like, I want a baby girl, because I wanted a mini me, and look, I had a mini me. And then when it came to our second child, I said I want a boy, because I've never had a boy. You know, I don't have brothers or anything. And with Troy, I said I don't care what the baby is, I just want the baby to be healthy and all that. And he came out a boy, but he came on the same birthday as the guy he is named after. You see what I'm saying? Like, our words have power. And you know, maybe I'm a little delusional, but I say some crazy stuff. It happens because I believe in myself. You know, it's not being cocky, or it's not being, you know, dramatic. It's believing in yourself. Like, if I want to have my third row Range Rover white, you know, 2025, whenever it comes out, whatever, when I can afford it, it's going to happen, because I believe it. And God says, ask, you shall receive. But you know, it's impossible to please God if you don't have faith. So if I have faith to believe something that big, and I work towards it, and I still believe it, and I don't doubt, like it says in the Bible, it's going to happen. So speak life upon yourself, speak life upon your children. I know I do. You know, I love my kids and I want them to know they can do anything they put their minds to. They are fun, they are courageous. You know, I love speaking life upon my loved ones, my family, because our words have power. And if you keep speaking defeat upon yourself, you're going to live a defeated life. And I live in defeated 2024. Troy. We're not comparing. Enough with the negative talk and also negative thinking, because our minds are just as powerful as our words. And that's what I struggle with, because I guess when you've encountered trauma and stuff like that, you know, you have hope and faith in all the things in the world, and you have hope and you have faith in people. I cut back on my news consumption. I've actually kind of cut back on my TikTok consumption as well. I love TikTok to a certain extent, but I feel like it's turned into more of a news outlet and a gossip site more than anything, because it went from dancing, doing fun dances on TikTok and watching animals do funny stuff. That's why I used to go on TikTok for, the dances and watching animals do cute stuff, the puppies and the chickens and stuff like that. Every time I open TikTok, it's the news, CNN, NBC, somebody popping their head up, sharing their point of view from a gossip standpoint, or, you know, people talking about influencers or talking about celebrities and stuff like that. And it's like, hey, like, we can share our opinions without gossiping about people. I wanted to consume news and those kind of things. I could just go to their platforms. I could just go on their websites. But that's not what I'm going on TikTok for. That's not what I'm going on Instagram for. I'm going on there to find things that feel good. And I love watching the dances. I love watching, you know, people travel and black girl luxury and aesthetics and, you know, funny animals doing crazy stuff. That's what I'm trying to get my algorithm together. But that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. It's the overconsumption, and it does something to your mind, and you start thinking of the worst because it either happened to you or it's happening to others. And so our minds are just as powerful as our words. And so I'm trying to really shift my mindset to just think the best and think positive, so that way my mind can speak out good, you know, my mind and my words can speak out positive. It can speak life into myself and others and all the things. But you know, it takes mental strength. That's why I love the book Battlefield of the Mind by Joyce Myers. There's one by Craig Rochelle, Winning the Battle in Your Mind or something. I'll link both of those books down below, because they are really good for mental warfare. Because I'm telling y'all give the devil a little inch, he's gonna have a field day in your mind, and you have to fight back. You got to put the armor of God on and fight back. You got to fight back with your words. You got to fight back with the mental. It's a lot. So yeah, that's another out is negative thinking. And also another out is not living life. I am so tired of just existing. I'm ready to start living. I've been living, but I feel like I haven't been living to my fullest potential. Like, there is just so much I want to do, so much I want to see, so many things I want to do with my kids, because like in the Bible, it says we are like mist. We're here one minute and gone the next. And of course, we're not supposed to worry about tomorrow, because every day will have its own set of troubles. But I just worry so much that I'm not going to see what all is out there, because of my limited mindset and beliefs, or because my bank account's not there, or my husband can't take time off to do this and that. You know, I worry so much about life that I feel like I'm just existing, because we don't have the freedom to just go to Canada whenever we want, or go to Liberia whenever we feel like it. We don't have that luxury just yet, but I'm ready to start living. Like, I feel like I've lived my life for everything, everybody, trying to live up to this American dream, go to college, get your degree, make your money, all to just get a degree, have student loan debt, paid off until I'm in my 40s or probably my 50s. You know, the economy is going downhill. Everything's expensive. Food is not homegrown or fresh like it used to be. I can go on and on and on. But that was supposed to be the American dream. But my American dream is just to live life. be blessed with every single day that I am given, but also I want to see the world. I want to see flamingos in Aruba. I want to take the pictures in the blue waters in Turks and Caicos. I want to go to Liberia for the first time and see where my family comes from, see my home, see the home my grandma lived in, where she raised my mom and my family and stuff. Like, there's just so much I want to do. I want to see Dubai. I want to take my daughter to Paris and London because she's always wanted to see the Eiffel Tower. Like, there's just so much I want to do. I want to travel with my family. I want to just pay off our debt. I want to be debt free. I want these high interest rate. Like, tired of existing. I just want to truly live. And I feel like I am living, but I want to live and do stuff, you know what I'm saying? So we'll get there eventually. I mean, hey, I said words are powerful, so from my mouth to God's ear, you heard me. I'm just tired of it just existing, because I feel like being in a small town, I feel like that's all I've been doing is just existing, because there is just a limit to what you can do and what you can see in a small town. And this is the first small town I've ever lived in. I've always lived in big cities, big areas, so I've always dreamed big. Another out is spending money because of the things we are being influenced to buy. I know they have this whole defluencer kind of thing, and not to say that I'm going to be defluencing anything, but I don't want to be overly, and I know this is weird hearing this from an influencer, but like, you don't have to buy everything off of Amazon. You don't have to buy everything from Temu. You don't have to buy everything from Zara and stuff like that. Like, buy what you want, but don't always feel influenced to buy every single thing that's thrown in our face. You know what I'm saying? Because things are expensive, and you don't want to be broke trying to keep up with whoever or whatever, and people don't really care. You know what I'm saying? Buy what you like, buy what feels good to you, what looks good on you, but live within your means. And that's something I'm learning myself, is to live within my means. I like nice stuff, but if I can't buy it twice, I shouldn't be buying it. And I know it's just talking about my range, but like I said, I'll get there. But live within your means and all of that. So I started my vision board for 2024, but I did stop it because I think I'm gonna do a prayer board. Because really this year, like I said, I'm not trying to be a holier than thou. I'm not trying to be no Bible thumper, but I'm really trying to strengthen my relationship with God. I feel like if I would have dwelled in Him more last year, then I probably wouldn't have been as depressed and anxious and all of that like I was last year. So this year I really want to dive more into my word, my devotions, quiet time with God, and not getting my word just from pastors and social media, so like that. Like, actually diving into the word for myself, learning the word for myself, and living it out. You know what I'm saying? I'm not perfect by any means, but I want to strengthen my relationship with God, so that way my life can be a living testimony of what that looks like when you do that. He did not give us a spirit of fear, and there's so many promises that He has given us, and it's like, when life happens, we lose sight of those promises, but we have to remind ourselves that no matter what, we're not exempt from the troubles. But in the midst of those troubles, God is still there, and He's still good. And that's a promise that I will always remember, and I will never forget. So those are my ins and outs for 2024. So I hope you guys enjoy. Let me know some ins and outs for you this year, and what you plan on doing and not doing this year. And stay tuned for more content to come. And if you guys have any content suggestions, make sure that you leave them down below, and make sure you subscribe to Wise Family Adventures and Mommy and Maddie, because we have more great adventures and more videos to come. So see you guys in the next one. Happy New Year again. Bye.